Multimedia is typically a term used for a franchise that is not just bound to one type of product. Video games, books, TV shows, movies, rather than just being one of these things, franchises that are considered multimedia are multiple. Great examples of this would be Pokemon, Final Fantasy, Sonic, and many different Disney franchises. A lot of these properties have a clear focus media that is at the center for much of the core audience, though eventually, after enough time and consistency, the lines for what's the core of the product can become blurred a bit, but that's rare. Typically, there's a core medium for all franchises, even if it's under layers and layers and layers of other ones. There are lots of benefits and risks to taking this route with a franchise and going heavy into it. Even so, the benefits typically outweigh the risks when cards are played right, such as two big things that are benefits being general awareness of the property and more accessibility. Kingdom Hearts, to a slight degree, already has went this route with various mangas that have gone many into the franchise, Ultimanias, or character files that further contextualizes some of the story in the games, though at the center very much is still the games. From information that is public, nothing related to Kingdom Hearts outside of its games have really caught up with it much. Kingdom Hearts does really well on the merchandise front, but it's not the main bread bringer for Square Enix by any means, but it is valued heavily by the company, being their fourth biggest franchise out of dozens owned by them. After the release of Kingdom Hearts 3, which was the most successful Kingdom Hearts game to date after years of build-up and anticipation, they are currently shifting to what has been dubbed a Phase 2 of the franchise. For longtime fans of the series, what this means is a big mystery, but in simple terms, means a new story and more characters. Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory would be the first full game to release after Kingdom Hearts 3, though it was quite a tame one, being not what fans are accustomed to from console releases, as it was a rhythm game to honor the series' stellar soundtrack. Though this game also serves to catch up players on the saga that came before, having the whole story of Kingdom Hearts narrated by Kairi in the bulk of the story mode for the game. Although brief, this was still an acknowledgement of new players who'd be picking up Kingdom Hearts for the first time through this title, as Kingdom Hearts is widely known for its music, and many fans who aren't familiar with the story or the characters but are aware of the stellar soundtrack may pick up this game and use it as an entry point. A rhythm game was inevitable, but it's still new for this franchise, and does show Square Enix's willingness to dive into other genres and types of games for Kingdom Hearts. This wouldn't necessarily be the first though, as for years the franchise has tried its hands at mobile games, first attempting to do so with Kingdom Hearts VCast for Verizon, which wasn't worked on by Square Enix at all. Then Kingdom Hearts Coded for mobile phones in Japan, which would later be remastered and re-released for the DS. The first really successful mobile game for the company would be Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key, which will be a continuation of the story told in their web browser game exclusive to Japan Key browser. And this mobile game would go on until the summer of 2021 when its story would run its course. What this shows is the prolonged interest by Square Enix and Disney to diversify the experiences for the franchise and take advantage of the rising accessibility of smartphones. Adding Melody of Memory on top of that, and we can see this interest to create multiple entry points for the franchise is very much still there. The biggest entry point outside of the games for the Kingdom Hearts series is the manga, which from what readers have said is a great read, even to the point where some outright prefer it, considering the nature of the Kingdom Hearts franchise being a crossover between Disney and Final Fantasy, two franchises that have gone deep into multimedia, Disney especially, typically specializing in their films and shows. Disney being such a huge part of the series, it's a little while that we haven't gotten a full-fledged show or movie for the franchise yet. Though it was something actually worked on in the past, but was canned due to the intention to make further Kingdom Hearts games and expand the lore. At the time, that was likely the right call, but now things are quite different. The series is very different, and the state of the entertainment world is very different. It is pretty easy to watch a show you want to watch or movie you want to see due to streaming. The interest for a Kingdom Hearts show or movie has always been there, which is the most major step Kingdom Hearts could currently take into going down this multimedia route. Characters like Sora, Riku, Riku and Kairi have become increasingly recognizable throughout the years as more games have released, more products have released, and could be very welcome additions to a catalog of shows and movies on a streaming service, which Disney themselves now have one, and the timing is almost perfect. There were a matter-of-fact rumors about a Disney Plus show for Kingdom Hearts in the works that were never disproven or debunked. This timing for it would make sense, and from my understanding of the rumors, the show is in early development, or was at the time of the rumors, which were about early 2020. The route the series would take with a show is what they'd have to worry about the most, and is likely the reason it never happened before and wouldn't get through. Kingdom Hearts at this point has only grown massively as a property. Not only the name Kingdom Hearts, but its characters have become insanely recognizable as well. Sora getting to the point of popularity where he's the most requested character in the most popular fighting game of all time in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The growth of the series is hard to deny, though it's extremely important that a show or movie not only brings new people in, but also honors the series that fans have grown to love. Streaming services have made it very convenient for people who don't always have the time or patience to sit down and interact with a 20 to 30 hour game, rather binge a show or movie that they can also watch with their friends and family easier. Though without knowing, through watching a show or movie from a already established media, they end up wanting to play the game, buy the merchandise, overall support the property. You've seen this lately with shows like Arcane on Netflix, which I still don't want to play League, but I definitely want to play and consume everything else related to it now. But that's just the power and benefits of making something accessible through more than one medium. Games themselves as a medium are becoming multimedia. Some games being cinematic experiences with little gameplay but offering a long and immersive interactive story experience with insane graphics. This is likely why a lot of games don't have to go this route all the time, because the medium is only being innovated more and more with every console generation, with every new graphics card upgrade, becoming increasingly more lucrative, and hardware just getting better and better and better for games as a whole. It's one of the reasons games are the most popular. Like, everyone plays games nowadays. Kingdom Hearts, I believe, will be on its way to diving further into the multimedia route. I see this slowly through them trying to make the games more accessible by adding all the games to the major consoles along with PCs. I see this with them slowly trying to translate books that were previously exclusive to Japan, like the character files or series Ultimania. I to a degree even see this with them adding Sora in Smash, which definitely similar to other characters got more people interested in looking at the franchise. They are doing as much as they can to prepare players and potential players for the next phase of the franchise, which will likely include some games, but may also include some surprises that could lead to the series bringing in even more people. Not every franchise is successful going the multimedia route, but as it pertains to Kingdom Hearts, I would honestly love to see them try. Kingdom Hearts is already a collaboration between some of the most popular movies of all time and some of the most popular games of all time, but the characters of Kingdom Hearts themselves haven't gone much farther outside of games and books. So I'm excited to see what they might do in the future. Seeing Sora or Xehanort or whatever they decide to do, maybe an original story on the big screen or as a stream show in my home sounds like a good time. And if successful, could make for some really fun content from the series moving forward. I really want to hear your thoughts about this going further with the series. How would you feel if they went this route or went even further down this route? Let me know in the comments. Yet if you enjoyed today's video, you already know what to do. Leave a like, share the video with a friend or a family member, and last but not least, if you have not already and want to become a part of the union, all you have to do is that red subscribe button down below. My name is Prodigy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out, you guys. Bye.